And the second part in the set of parentheses is the 4 and the 12, so x plus 4 and x plus 12. All right, that's it. Okay, let's look at number 4. I have x squared plus 12x plus 11, and I want to factor it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the brain teaser puzzle. I know that this is a 12 and this is an 11. Go ahead and figure out what goes there. What adds up to 12, multiplies to make 11. Pause this, do it. Okay, you should have gotten 1 and 11. So your factors are x plus 1 and x plus 11. And it doesn't matter what order. You could have done 11 and 1 and x plus 11 times x plus 1. Doesn't matter. All right, try number 5 and number 6 on your own. Pause the video, try number 5 and number 6 on your own, and then when you're ready, unpause it and see if we got the same answers. All right, so I got, for number 5, I got x plus 2 times x plus 14, because 2 plus 14 is 16, 2 times 14 is 28. On number 6, I got x plus 12 and times x plus 3, because 12 plus 3 is 15, 12 times 3 is 36. All right, hopefully you got the same things. All right, now we're going to throw a negative sign in there. Okay, we're going to do this exactly the same way. That middle term goes up here, except it's a negative 6. The bottom comes from this last term right there. So we've done these before. What adds up to negative 6 but multiplies to 5? Well, if they add up to negative 6 and they multiply to a positive number, then obviously they both have to be negative. So it's going to be negative 1 and negative 5. And we've done these. This is nothing new. So then when I do my factors, it's x minus 1, x minus 5. That's all there is to it. This is where these come from. The x and the x are there because you have to multiply to make x squared. All right, let's look at this one. Let's put this middle term up here and the last term here. Well, it multiplies to make 18, but adds up to negative 9. Think about it. Pause if you need to. I get negative 6 and negative 3. Negative 6 and negative 3 is negative 9. Negative 6 times negative 3 is positive 18. So my factors are x minus 6 times x minus 3. And again, it doesn't matter what order you do it in. Okay, number 9. In fact, do number 9 on your own and see what you get. Pause this and see if you can get it right. And then we'll do number 10 together because there's something special about number 10. All right, did you get x minus 8 times x minus 4 or x minus 4 times x minus 8? Doesn't matter. Negative 8 and negative 4 equal negative 12. Negative 8 times negative 4 is positive 32. Okay, on number 10, there's something special about number 10 because you notice it's x squared plus x minus 12. Well, what's the number in front of the x? Right, it's a 1. So that's the number that goes in here. And then you have a negative 12 down here. All right, so on this one, I have to figure out what multiplies to make a negative 12 but adds up to positive 1. We've done these before in our brain teaser puzzles. I think they have to be different signs because you're going to multiply to get a negative. And since you add them up and you get a positive, the bigger one should be the positive number. Well, 4 times 3 is 12. And so I'm going to have a 4 and a 3. One of them's positive, one of them's negative. The bigger one should be positive because I need to have positives left over, so the smaller one's a negative. 4 plus negative 3 is positive 1. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, so these are my answers. So my factors are x plus 4 times x minus 3. It's as easy as that. Okay. All right, let's go to the next page. On this next page, it says you will not always have boxes drawn, so you'll have to draw them yourself, unless at this point you don't need them. If you don't need them, then don't do them. That's fine. In fact, we're not even going to draw boxes. I'm just going to draw a big X. It's going to be a lot faster to draw. This is going to be what adds, this is what multiplies, and these are going to be your two numbers. So the top is going to be 4. The bottom is going to be negative 12. What adds up to 4 and multiplies to negative 12? Well, I know 6 times 2 is 12. So I think it's 6 and 2. Since it multiplies to make a negative 12, then one's positive, one's negative. And since you have positives up here, the bigger one should be positive, smaller one should be negative. 6 and negative 2 is 4. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. So my factors are x plus 6 times x minus 2. All right, try number 12 on your own. Pause this, try number 12, and then come back and see if you got it right. All right, so I did my box here, and I was kind of having trouble with this one, so I listed what multiplies to make 36. 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, 6 times 6. I listed them, and I came up with, since they are going to be different signs, because they multiply to make a negative, they subtract to make 9 instead of add, and I came up with 3 and 12. And since they add up to a positive, the bigger one should have been positive. All right, let's look at number 13. Number 13 is x squared minus 12x minus 13. That negative 12 goes there, and negative 13 goes there. What are these two numbers? Since they multiply to make a negative, they're different signs, but this time they're going to add up to a negative, so the bigger one should be negative. So I know that 1 times 13 is 13. That's really the only way to get it. One's positive, one's negative. The bigger one should be negative because I want to end up with negatives when I add them together. So my factors are x plus 1 times x minus 13. Okay, let's try number 14 together, and then you're going to do 15 and 16 on your own. So 14, I'm going to put that negative 10 here and that negative 24 right there. The factors of 24, 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Since this one's negative and this one's negative, they're different signs. If you think 4 and 6 add up to 10, you're right. But since they're going to be different signs, and I know that because this one's a negative, I can't use 4 and 6 because those subtract to make 2, and that would be a 2. I have to use the 2 and the 12. That one's a little tricky. Okay, and so when I add them up, one's positive, one's negative. The bigger one should be negative because that's negative, so that's a negative 12. So I have x plus 2 times x minus 12. This one was tricky because this one right here will fool you, but that's not the answer. And if you put 4 and 6 there, and one's positive, one's negative, they do not add up to negative 10. Not at all. It's either positive 2 or negative 2 if one's positive and one's negative. All right, I want you to push pause and do the last two on your own, and then we'll check your answers. All right, so let's check your answers. For number 15, I got x minus 7 times x plus 5. If you got x plus 5 times x minus 7, that's fine. On number 16, I got x plus 5 times x minus 2. Check your boxes. If you didn't get them right, check your, I'm doing X's just because they're easier to draw than the boxes, but it's the same thing. Check these and see if you got something wrong. Negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. Over here, I have 5 times negative 2, or 5 plus negative 2 is positive 3. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. So make sure you got the right answers or right numbers in your boxes, and that would be how you get these. All right, so that is how you factor trinomials, and it's really, really easy, and we've been doing it for over a week now, and you just didn't realize it. I'm so tricky. All right, let's do an assignment over this. I think you can do it.